Well, what would you do? It's a question being asked by an Edwardsburg man who is faced with an interesting moral quandary.
Yeah, he wants the public to help him decide what to do with a time capsule buried in the brick and mortar of his 121-year-old home. Now, here's the catch. His home is a church. WSBT's Kristen Bean is here. And Kristen, this guy's lived in this church for like 20 years, and he's just now finding this time capsule?
Well, sort of. He's lived there since 1997. They bought the church when the congregation moved out. He's always wondered about that time capsule buried in the cornerstone of the church. But just recently, it was exposed by a mason doing repairs. Take a look.
This was like the only thing here at the time. It was pretty amazing.
Back in 1892, when the old Methodist church in Edwardsburg was dedicated, the congregation placed a time capsule inside the church's cornerstone.
You see there's a lid in here. So inside the cornerstone, there's a metal box.
Now Kerry Jones is wondering what to do with it.
It's been, 17 years, and I got this treasure kind of sitting down in here. And
Jones bought this church in the 90s, and he's lived here ever since.
Is this where the wedding is? No. We're in our pajamas.
The church was a perfect fit for Jones and his wife, Kathy.
They don't build places like this anymore.
They both work and live in the church.
This is kind of like my lake view being in here, so I do enjoy the space.
Recently, a mason exposed the cornerstone and ultimately opened up a lot of questions for Jones, not only about what's inside.
People said, oh, it's probably a Bible, newspaper, things like that. And I'm sure, being a church, you'd expect that kind of stuff. But then what else?
But also, what to do with it.
This is the moral quandary.
Jones wants the public to help him decide. Sell it, donate it, or just brick it back up.
It's more important to me to do the right thing.
For now, the cornerstone sits beneath the church, ready to be opened. But when and by whom remains to be determined.
Yeah, I just want to protect it.
Jones says his options are sell it and use the money to do more repairs, donate it to the Historical Society or the current church, leave it and brick it back up. He wants the public's input because he says while it technically belongs to him, it's part of everyone's history. Go to our website for Jones's contact info. We'll also keep you updated on what he decides and what's inside. In the studio, I'm Kristen Bean, WSBT Channel 22 News.